Kingdom come here in my heart, and I will live to carry your compassion, to love a world that's broken, to be your hands and feet, and I will give with the life that I've been given, and go beyond religion. See the world be changed by the power of your name. The power of your name.
Hi everyone, welcome to worship. It's great that we can join together where we can stop and put aside for a moment all the busyness that's around us, or even all the quiet that's around us, where we pause from all the bits and pieces that make up our whole lives, and we take some time to pause and praise the one who calls us his people and who calls us to worship. I hope that you are all doing well and that you're all still hanging in there in these strange times that we're living through. Now, over this last month, we've been thinking about prayer, and particularly the prayer that we find within public worship. And today brings us to the end of our series. And we finish by reflecting on the prayer of intercession, sometimes referred to as prayers of concern, or petitionary prayers, but prayers for the world, for others, and for ourselves. Now, just thinking a moment about our own prayer lives, sometimes we might get a little bit stuck about how to pray for others, and indeed who to pray for when it comes to thinking about the wider world. Over on our blog, you'll find some links in the church notices to several web pages that might be helpful here when it comes to praying for others. So there's one that makes use of the Psalms as a guide, as a way into prayers of intercession. And another gives the top 10 tips for making use of the news, whether it's in the newspapers or by online news, or even what you're picking up through social media. There's also a link for our younger folk about how to get into prayer. It takes you to the Bible Reading Fellowship's excellent page, tips and ways of getting into prayer for young people. Now, the link to the church blog is underneath this clip. So if you've come to our YouTube channel from a different route than our blog, you'll find your way to our blog by that link. And you'll also find out a little bit more about who we are, where we are, and what we're about as a church here at Upper Clyde. Other church notices can be found on the blog, including some information about discussions in the media about the opening of church buildings for the use of private prayer, and where we're currently at on this at Upper Clyde. There's also information about how to give online using our new online giving link. And there's also a rather lovely piece of news about a certain part of the church building that has been missing for a wee while and which has now been replaced, or should I say, replaced, renewed, repaired, restored. Well, it's a brand new thing in an old place, and it's been done rather beautifully, and that's all very, very vague, and I'm hoping it actually piques your curiosity enough to actually go and have a look at the church notices. But go and have a look over there. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy our time of worship, that you come away from worship refreshed, and that it gives you something to take with you into the week ahead. So let's now be still a moment as we prepare ourselves to meet with God in worship. From God comes the wonder of creation. So let us worship God, the Creator. From God comes healing for the brokenness we see. So let us worship God, our Redeemer. From God comes the strength to face the new day. So let us worship God, the sustainer. Created, blessed, loved, and listened to. As God's people, let us worship God. Our first hymn of praise is, Ye servants of God, your master proclaim.